Hello everyone, welcome back to Blockman Editor tutorial. In these videos, we will give you a complete introduction to the Blockman Editor. In the previous videos, we have introduced the basic properties and physics properties of parts. In this video, we will focus on how to add effect to parts. Alright, let's get started. Go to the editor and create a regular grass project. Select the part in the game components view. Place a cube type part in the scene. Select the part in the game resources view, and we will see an add button next to the part's name. With this add button, we can add more effects to the part. Let's first look at the effect of adding a billboard to the part. First, add a billboard to the part. You can see that there is a new node, added called Scene UI, under the part. This is the billboard we have added. Since billboard is a type of scene UI, we need to create a new UI file. Click the Create button in Assets and select New UI to complete the creation. Double-click the layout file that appears to enter the UI editor. Place an image control and a text control and adjust them. Other contents related to UI will be explained in subsequent courses. Once that's done, let's go back to the editor. Select the billboard in the Game Resources view, find the UI file property in the Property view, and click the Select button to select the new layout file you just created. At this point, you can see the new UI file we just created appear in the scene, and this is the billboard. Next, let's adjust the properties of this billboard. If Always on Top is checked, the billboard will always be displayed on the topmost level of the scene, and will not be obscured by other parts or entities. Let's take a look at the different effects. With and without, Always on Top is checked. If Always Face the Camera is checked, the front of the billboard will always be facing us, no matter how we rotate the view. We can adjust the position of the billboard by changing the XYZ coordinate. As for the visible distance, it refers to within what range the player can still see the billboard. The higher the value of the parameter for the visible distance is set, the further away an entity will be able to see the billboard from. If the scale with distance is checked, the billboard will be scaled down, or up in size depending on the distance between the camera. If the auto stretch is checked, then the billboard will be scaled based on the size set in the layout file. Finally, it is important to note that adjusting the appearance of the parts, such as color or transparency, will not affect the display of the billboard. Next, let's look at the effect of adding an effect to the part. First, add an effect to the part. You can see that there is a new node, called Effect Part under the part, which is the effect we have just added. When you drag the prepared effect to the effect preview bar, you can see how the effect will look on the part. Select the effects in the Game Resources view, and you will see the properties of the effects appear in the Properties view on the right. We can adjust the position of the effect displayed by changing the coordinate position in the offset. You can also adjust which direction the effect is displayed by changing the board's coordinate in the offset. If Infinite Loop is not checked, then the setting for the number of loops will appear. We can set a finite number of loops for the effect on the part in the number of loops setting. The loop interval refers to what the intervals between loops for the effect are. Note that when we choose an effect that is infinitely looping by default, such as snow, rain, etc., then the above loop properties will not work for this type of effect. Next, we will look at adding decal to parts. Before that, let's first understand what a decal is. Decal is custom images attached to the surface of the part. Select the part in the Game Resources view, and click the Create button to add a decal. When we drag the prepared image to the preview bar, we can see that the image is attached to the surface of the part. After choosing the decal style, we can also set the color of the decal. We can click on the color area and select from the list. You can also use the straw button in the color properties to set the color for the decal. The face refers to which side of the part that the decal is being attached. We can select which side of the part to attach the decal to by using the drop-down menu. Note that if we want to add a decal to every side of the part, then we need to add multiple decals to the part in the Game Resources view. As for the transparency of the decal, we can adjust the transparency of the decal by simply filling in a value from 0 to 1 in the settings. There are two fill types, which are tile and fill. These are the two different effects of the fill type. If you select tile, the offset property and number of tiles will appear. The offset determines the position of the decal on the surface of the part. The number of tiles, on the other hand, determines what the decal will show on the surface of the part. We can adjust the density of the decals on the surface of the part by adjusting the parameters in the XY direction in the number of tiles. That's all for this video. We hope it can help you on your way to a great creator. If you want to know more about the editor, you can comment below the video or post on the official forum. See you in the next video.